Alright, well, what you see before you is a whole lot of black parts. It's actually a Grand National. It's 87 Buick Grand National, as seen there. Basically, I got this kit from a friend who was going to build it, and he didn't. I got two kits. I talked about them previously. I got the Grand National kit and an El Camino. More partial to sci-fi kits. I believe I've mentioned that in the past. But occasionally I like to do something else. I like to get my hands on anything I feel is fun. So I don't really want to build this kit, but it's not to say I don't want to build it. It's just I normally wouldn't build it. I wouldn't go out and find it and build it. But what I'm gonna do is I have this board left over from my plane. I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna make kind of a junkyard scene. And I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna build this car, but I'm gonna use this car and the other car, and I have like this motor I had laying around. I'm gonna use some other parts, leftover parts from a kit, and put them in various locations and kind of make like a junkyard scene. Maybe like a pile of, motor. I even thought maybe I'd scratch build a motor stand and hang this on a motor stand, which I thought might be kind of cool. I might try that, or I might just put it in like a pile of parts. Remains to be seen. I'm gonna kind of get going with. I don't really know how to attack it, other than to build this. So I painted Grand National's black. Everything I painted black. I did the paint on this, but it didn't come out too well. But I'm thinking that's okay because it's going to be in a junkyard. So I got to kind of weather it all up so it looks kind of bad. I saw one technique on somebody's channel where he had put a Landau roof on. If you don't know what a Landau roof is, it's basically the vinyl covering that comes about halfway up a roof. Now the Grand National doesn't have that, but I thought I might use this technique on, let's say, the seats, whereas you put a piece of tape down, paint over it, and then rip the tape, and so it'll look like it give the effect that the seat is actually ripped or torn. I might try that. I don't know. I might actually try it on the other one because I already painted these. So, but we got parts and parts. I basically painted like the main parts. Hey, I could do a motor upgrade in this for $350 in it. I basically did the main parts just because everything is black, so I just painted the main parts black because that was easy. Primed it, painted it, everything. Everything came out really well. If I was going to build it, I would say this came out exceptionally well as a proper, clean build. But as where it's going to get weathered, and I want to create some rust and some rust holes and damage, I might build it and then crash it, where I might heat it up and try to push like a fender in or something. Might try that. Damage the windows, this and that. Want to make it look like it's in a junkyard. Want to maybe flat tire or something. We'll see. I've seen little techniques that you can do to ensure that it looks detailed in such a way that it look like it is in a junkyard. So if you've built models before, and I'm guessing if you're interested in models and watching this video, that you probably have built a model before. You've probably built a car model before, because most entry-level models are usually start with a car or a plane. Most people, I would say, start with a car. They're pretty basic. You run right through it. You always start with the motor, assembly of the motor, and again, I'm not going to get too picky because it's just going to look trashed in the end. And it's pretty easy because everything is black mostly. So basically probably going to build it and then trash it, you know, I mean, if that makes any sense, because I think it would be more difficult to, you know, weather it and trash it per se along the way as it would be to do it after. So once you've done the motor, you get onto the chassis, chassis to suspension, interior, which is, you know, really pretty basic. The interior always comes with the you know, this bucket type of situation with the back seat, and then you just kind of put the seats and dashboard in, and it all kind of slides together in there. You know, and the chassis kind of falls into the bottom here like so. And there you get a car, pretty much, you know, with everything attached. The seats, headlight assemblies, and front grills and all that, bumpers, little detail parts, the hood, and then there you get a car. And that's kind of what you end up with at the end. Is Grand National. They got some decals, graphics. I might try to throw some of that on there, who knows. But main goal is to get it weathered and get it looking terrible, basically. So I'm going to be picking away at this because I was building other stuff. I was doing the Enterprise C. I got a little frustrated with that. I threw up a video about how the seal coat went a little awry on me. No big deal. I'm going to work with it. Not a big deal. I think I have another one of those kits, so I may build another one. Another kit I'd like to get into is finishing the, where do they start? Where is it? D7, somewhere around here. And I have some of the other Cadet Series models, which they're fun. And they're small and quick and easy to get to. They have this model kit, which is pretty cool. I'd like to do this. This is relatively good size. I like the size of this model. It's about this big, and it's got a lot of the decals and stuff too. So I think this model might be fun to put together, just because I think it'll look really cool. I don't have a lot of the Enterprise E on display. I have the bigger one that'll be doing, you know, later in a later build, but I think this one would be fun. I'll probably display it kind of like I did the B, and I can learn from, the C, and I can learn from doing the C. And these are great for, you know, getting up your skills before which is really what I bought these for, is to get my skill level, you know, higher before I attack some of my more detailed models that I want to do. Also, in the Cadet series of models that I bought, I have this, and somewhere I also have the D. I'd like to do that too. This model has these 3 ships. They're extremely small, and what I'd like to do with them is put each of them on a wire. I don't know if that makes sense, but have them come up in various locations so that they actually look, so they'll be in this kind of formation. So instead of having them on a straight stand, which, you know, may be a better way to go in the end, is have a small straight stand in like 3 different, you know, levels. But I'd like to do them on a wire, so like one is like this, the other is like that, and then down. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of frame. Like one is kind of like this and down, and so not really sure about that. These also have pretty interesting decals, but the ships themselves are pretty tiny. Like to do that. Let's see what happens with that. Pretty neat little, just scene it'll create. We'll see what I can do with this at a later date. And like I said, I also have, oh, do I have it right here? Oh, I think I do. If I can get to it. I have the Enterprise D, and I don't have a lot of Ds, so this kit I'll cherish, because I don't think I have a single D around, or an E, actually. So those kits will be near and dear. But for the meantime, I just like to break things up, and I'll be doing this. I want to put this little junkyard scene together. I also might try and get maybe like, I don't know, some lamp posts or anything that really looks junkyard related, and scale. You know, some fencing would be cool, but really not sure how I'd go about making chain link fence. And if I did, I think it might take me quite some bit of time. I can make some stockade fence, but I think chain link would be a lot more trick, but I don't know if I want to invest the time into making chain link fence, although it would look really, really cool. Or maybe even like small section of it or something. But that's about it for now. Gonna put this model together, stick it in a junkyard scene. It's gonna be 2 cars and various other stuff, and we'll see how that comes together. So for right now, that's about it. Check back and we'll see if we can get more of this junkyard together.